What happens if a concert that is usually full of cheers, shouts, and euphoria suddenly turns into a sea of tears? That's the question that came to mind when BTS's Jungkook name again echoed on stage and brought something that no one had ever expected. The moment was so shocking that thousands of pairs of eyes could not blink, as if afraid of losing every second that lay before them. Jungkook, the golden magne who is known to be total in every performance, this time doing something more than just singing or dancing. There was a distinct aura that he presented, as if he wanted to convey a profound message that could only be understood by the heart, not just the ears. Without the need for many words, his action on stage was like a wave that hit the soul of the army, making them swept away in indescribable grief. Those moments witnessed how Jungkook not only appeared as an idol, but also as a figure who sincerely gave all of himself for his fans. His golden voice that trembled with emotion, his eyes full of meaning, to the small movements that felt so personal made the concert atmosphere turn into an intimate, as if there were only him and ARMY in the same space. The hysterical cry that usually echoes suddenly turns into sobs. Many fans couldn't hold back their tears, feeling so touched by the sincerity that emanated from Jungkook's every move and tone. Not a few also hold hands, trying to channel the power of each other so that the thrilling moment they can enjoy without losing control of emotions. What exactly did Jungkook do that night? The question continued to resonate even after the stage was over. However, one thing is certain: he has left such a deep emotional imprint, something that will not be easily forgotten by anyone who witnessed it. For ARMY, the evening was not just a concert, but an unconditional declaration of love from the idol who always knew how to touch the hearts of millions. As the stage lights dimmed and the cheers slowly died down, only one figure stood in the middle of the spotlight light. Jungkook lowered his head for a moment, as if gathering all his energy and feelings before finally stepping into the most thrilling part of his performance. As if already knowing there would be something different, ARMY held his breath, waiting for the surprise that was about to come. When the music starts, the sound is deeper, more emotional than usual. Not just a melody, but an outpouring of heart that comes out so sincere. Each verse he sang felt like it penetrated into his chest, leaving many spectators unaware that their tears began to fall uncontrollably. Jungkook doesn't just sing, he tells stories about the struggle, about gratitude, about the never-ending love between himself and his fans. And at that unexpected moment, he stopped his singing for a moment. Jungkook stared at the sea of ARMY before him, his eyes glistening, his voice trembling slightly as he spoke words that were so brief, yet struck the hearts of everyone who heard them. The usually boisterous stage turned silent, leaving only the sound of sobs that filled the air. Then, with a small smile full of meaning, Jungkook continued his performance, this time with even more fiery energy. As if he wanted to show that even if tears fall, love and strength will always be behind it. Every move of his body spoke louder than 1,000 words, reinforcing ARMY's belief that they weren't just fans, they were part of his life's journey. When the song ended, applause echoed, but not the usual applause. It was applause mixed with tears, loving cheers, and prayers that were inaudible but clearly felt. Jungkook could only lower his head, accepting the overflow of feelings with a grateful look. That night seemed to be a new chapter in a long story between Jungkook and the ARMY. There are no words that can really describe what is happening on stage because it all feels so real, so flowing straight from the heart. The fans in attendance knew they were witnessing something they would always remember, a moment that could never be repeated in the same way. When the big screen backstage showed Jungkook's face still filled with emotion, ARMY couldn't stop cheering while wiping away tears. Some of them even hugged each other, trying to calm down while still enjoying those rare moments. Someone whispered quietly, "This is not just a concert, it's a gift." Jungkook stared at the sea of lightstick lights swaying in rhythm, and it was there that such a strong bond was clearly visible. He raised his hand, gave a small greeting, as if to embrace everyone in his warm embrace. His facial expression was full of sincerity. There was no distance, no boundaries between the world's big stars and their fans. There was only sincerity that united them that night. As the concert slowly neared its end, Jungkook gave a smile that will remain in the hearts of everyone present. A smile that holds thousands of unspoken words, a smile that becomes a symbol of his gratitude. ARMY knows that no matter what happens in the future, this moment will always be a reminder that the love between them and Jungkook is not just an idol and fan relationship, it's a real soul bond. And when the curtain finally closed on the stage, many were still silent, staring blankly ahead as if they did not want reality to return soon. They came home with full hearts, with still wet eyes, and with the belief that the night was one of the most thrilling moments in the history of their journey with Jungkook. For many, the night was proof that Jungkook's charisma wasn't just about his melodious voice, dancing ability, or undeniable visual charm. More than that, he was someone who was able to touch hearts with a simple yet profound sincerity. The ARMY knew that they had witnessed a small history that would be remembered forever. The tears, cheers, and smiles born that night will continue to be stored as beautiful memories. And Jungkook, with all his warmth, once again proved that he is not just a star on stage, but a light that always lives in the hearts of his fans. And behind all the lights, music, and cheering, there is one undeniable fact. Jungkook has created a lasting memory, not only for him, but also for the millions of hearts that watched. That night, he showed that sincerity can be more valuable than 1,000 words, that sincere love can bind people in the same sense, happy at the same time haru. If there is one thing that will never fade, it is the moment when tears are mixed with laughter, when the stage bears witness to a love that crosses borders.